This is the Extra Point Podcast from Arizona's family.
We are excited about our next guest here on the Extra Point Podcast and television show. The one, the only.
One time. Yes. Hey, Mark, how are you today?
I am better. You know what? This is making my day talking to Bill Walton here on the Extra Point Podcast. You're the busiest man in sports TV, and you just bring sunshine to everybody. So thank you, Bill, for your time today.
Mark, I'm the luckiest guy in the world, and I got a brand new opportunity back with the NBA. Throw it down Monday night, this coming Monday night, January 30th, Phoenix, and then the Toronto Raptors. We're going to be throwing it down. It's a very, very special opportunity for me. And the privilege of being part of the NBA, the privilege of being on your show, the privilege of being alive. I am so fortunate to be where I am today. I'm now 70 years old. I've been with the NBA for 49 years, and I've never been healthier, and things are just going fantastic. And now with this new show, Throw It Down, exclusively on the NBA app. And the NBA app is like a dream come true. The NBA itself, Mark, is a dream. And you and I, we go way back to all kinds of different interactions and iterations in our lives. But where I am today is a very, very special place. And to have our second show, we just had our first show. Now, this is a streaming show on the NBA app. But what the NBA app has become is what I've been visualizing literally my whole life, because I'm such a fan and I want to watch everything. And so in my life, when I'm down in the trenches getting ready to go, I've got my phone with all the scores and all the changes, and then I've got my bigger screen with the games on the NBA app. And you can watch every game and just click back and forth and back and forth. And so as the game intensifies, as the player is going to surge, if somebody from the Suns is just going absolutely crazy, you can focus in on that one, and there's all the information. And so with the NBA app and Throw It Down now, we're scheduled for 5 games. And this is our second game, and we couldn't be more privileged or more honored to have it be the Phoenix Suns, which are just such a dynamic force in all of our lives. There's nothing like the NBA. There's nothing like throwing it down. Here we go, Mark.
So is this kind of like the red zone then? I watch a lot of red zone in the NFL. Are you guys, how's it all work? You popping around?
No. We stay focused on our game. Our very first game was Spurs at the Blazers. And this was this past Monday. It was January 23rd. Now, we're working on Monday nights. Now, there's all kinds of other games going around, but we're focused on the one game. And so our game, Throw It Down, January 30th, is going to be Toronto. Wow, what a team, what a place. Neil Young, Steve Nash, Gordon Lightfoot, the Rocky Mountains, the forest of Ontario. And then playing at the Phoenix Suns. And I love the desert, and to be able to come there. And then, this is a special broadcast because we have a play-by-play host, Jason Benetti, who's just a genius, and his ability to create. I've worked with all of the best, and Jason is right up there. He's a young guy who's got a multi-platform career, baseball, football, basketball, you name it, he does it all. But what he really does is life. And that's what we do with our show. And so as we focus in, we'll be broadcasting the game. The NBA app, the NBA is our platform. The game, Toronto at Phoenix on Monday, January 30th, is going to be what we're showing. But that doesn't limit us from where we're going. We have guests. Now, we have not announced our guests for this coming Monday, January 30th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. But on our first show, Mark, our guests, in order, we tipped it off with Dr. J, the king of throwing it down.
Yes.
And then And then we went from there to Phil Knight, the most important man in the history of all sports, because what he has built with Nike, and please read Shoe Dog, Phil Knight has done what we all hoped for in the world. And as he has made the world of sports, the business of sports, just this incredible empire, intergalactic empire. And then we wrapped it up in the second half with 18 minutes of Adam Sandler, and we went everywhere, ricocheting through the heavens, and it was fantastic. And we went as far back as one of my theatrical performances when I was a featured star in Little Nicky, and yes, it was my highest honor, and I my hair caught on fire during the movie, and it was as great an event, program, and show as I've ever been involved with until I got on your show, Mark, The Extra Point. And this is an extra point with an exclamation point. Yes. Throw it down. One time. Throw it down.
That fires me up. I mean, it sounds kind of like the Peyton Manning broadcast on Monday Night Football is kind of what you're doing. Do you have rights to the Grateful Dead songs? Can you play Dead songs during the broadcast?
We're working on everything, and we have a show that we are creating, and we are working on eliminating all boundaries, all limits, and particularly the limits that are self-imposed. Now, we all have regulations, we all have rules we have to follow, but so many of those are ones that we put on ourselves. And one of the things that I try to do in my life is to shine the light. You know, I try to live on the bright side of the road to see what love can do. And my opportunity to meet so many different people and the relationship that I have with the state of Arizona, with the city of Phoenix, and all the incredible people, personalities, the events that have taken place. I'm still very involved. I was just in Arizona last week with the college basketball programs in the Pac-12 Conference of Champions, and with Arizona State just having a very, very interesting, exciting, and scintillating seasons. It's just been a glorious and seamless transition to the promised land of the Sonora Desert. And now we get to throw it down because we get to go places where other shows don't get to go. We have the opportunity. It's a virtual show because Jason and I are at our home in San Diego. Jason doesn't live there. He comes and visits.
Do you get to go in the teepee? Do we get to see inside the teepee?
We started in the teepee. If you go online, now all of this stuff is VOD, video on demand. So even though the show was last Monday and our next show is this Tuesday, now next Monday's show, Toronto at Phoenix, 7:00 Phoenix time, that hasn't aired yet. So there's no show up there yet. But the last show is up there. And we had just so much fun. We started in the teepee, and then we had an intergalactic volcanic eruption for a beginning. And then it just kept coming. And the ability, we have a phenomenal producer in Tim Sullivan, who I've worked with forever. And then we have Dome Productions out of Toronto, who are just remarkable group of people who were able to do all of the technology to get it from our living room, our house, our TP, our jacuzzi, our swimming pool, our weight room, our basketball court, our tennis court, and all the memorabilia that my wife, Lori, has put in our house. Now, Lori, my wife, just the greatest everything ever, and just so spectacular. She's our CEO, our chief everything officer. Without her, nothing happens. But, you've got this incredible NBA, which in 49 years, the NBA has never been better. And so many great players, so many great teams. And in the Western Conference right now, everything is bunched up. If you go on a 4-game winning streak in the Western Conference, you're going to be right there at the top. And, Denver with Jokic, Memphis with Ja, they're just at the top right now, and they have been the best team so far. It wasn't that long ago that Phoenix was the best team, and then the injuries took over and all the guys not being able to play, but the foundation is there. And what we try to do with Throw It Down is to create the endless and dizzying opportunities of what is possible in life. Because I found basketball when I was 8 years old, and it immediately presented itself as my life. And what I got from it in the early days was hope, opportunity, and purpose. And that's what we bring with Throw It Down. And so the ability to use the platform of the NBA. Now, David Stern, most important man in the history of basketball, now replaced, David retired and then passed on, but Adam Silver, the commissioner, Mark Tatum, his deputy, these two guys have taken the NBA even further than has ever been before. And so this vehicle, which David Stern made very clear that our job was to use the NBA to make the world a better place. And that's what Throw It Down is all about. And with the globalization, with the internationalization, 25% of the players in the NBA are international players. 10% of the players in the NBA are from Africa. And these are great developments for the world and the economic expansion and the growth. The NBA is now a $10 billion a year business here, and the opportunity for that wealth to be spread around and the players and the salary cap, which is a distribution of the income. And so the wealth that's been created, the knowledge, the inspiration, the hope, the joy, the happiness, because sports are fun. Sports are good for you. They're good for me. They're good for all of us. And that's what Throw It Down is all about. As we try to find the rainbows in life. Rainbow is my favorite color. Rainbow is also my favorite flavor. And so we've incorporated a lot of my friends from throughout the world and the universe to make contributions. And so we have artistic contributions, we have video contributions, and we have the never-ending access to the NBA archives. And so we'll be jumping around. And so we've got a big team here that puts on a real show. And so when somebody starts going off in the game, we can go in a direction and support the storytelling, which makes Throw It Down so unique, because the game is perfect, the guests are fantastic, the technology is through the roof, and it's all right there at the click of a finger, exclusively on the NBA app. Yeah. The NBA app, where dreams become reality, where we come to grow, and where the deal goes down. Yeah, here we go. Only on the Extra Point with an exclamation point.
Well, I love seeing the Blazers Sixers NBA Finals. I love watching that. I love watching that back. I love watching the old moves in the post with you. And you look at just the NBA currently, and there's been a lot of injuries. I mean, all over the league in January. Health
is everything. Yeah. You know, but you have to live in the world of broadcasting, and what we do is that you have to live in a world of perfect health, because that's where the plans and that's where the predictions come in. Now, day-to-day health is a different thing. And one of the things that the NBA has become superb at is working to keep everybody as healthy as possible. And sometimes players have to miss games. You know, basketball, NBA basketball is the highest level of sports activity, participation, and achievement that there is in the world. And it's the celebration of perfect health. And the season is very, very long. We're in January right now. The NBA Finals don't start for 5 or 6 more months, and that's a long time away. And the guys who are in phenomenal shape and all the health and wellness programs that the NBA has instituted to help the guys perform better, and the cautionary approach to anticipate and predict through analytics, through health and science and technology and all the different things that allow us to have the great lives that we have today, that is being applied to the players so that their health can be maximized. And it's not just grind them up and spit them out and throw them off when they get broken down. No, man, it's to keep it going. And just look at the duration of the careers. And, with LeBron, what he's doing, and with the growth of the regular stars for the Phoenix Suns, to see what Devin Booker and Chris Paul, he's been at this a long time, man, and that guy's still going. And then you got DeAndre Ayton and all these other fantastic winners of the genetic lottery who are coming together under a brilliant coach in Monty Williams. And so we're able to present all of this stuff without the limitations and nonsense of somebody yelling in your ear when you're trying to call the game and we're trying to have fun out there. Because our show, Throw It Down, it's all about fun. It's all about the enjoyment. It's all about the celebration of the positive aspects of everything in life. Now, in my life, I'm constantly searching for goodness. I'm constantly searching for kindness. I'm constantly searching for inspiration and knowledge. That's why we had the guest that we did have, Dr. J. I mean, whoa, Dr. J, the battles. I mean, what I love so much about Dr. J and respected is that he never stopped coming to the hoop. You might get one every now and again and send it back, but that guy, he was throwing it down. And he and I went into the Basketball Hall of Fame on the same year, the same date, May 10th, 1993. Not that I remember the date, but they went in alphabetical order in those days. And Dr. J was well ahead of me up at the top, and I was at the end. And so it was in Celtic country, Springfield, Massachusetts, the Hall of Fame, and so the huge crowd of Celtic fans and everything. And also there was Blazer fans and Sixer fans, but it's a predominantly New England Celtic crowd. And so when every single video of Dr. J was him throwing it down in my face, man, and the crowd is hooting and hollering. But the classy dude that Dr. J is, and it's hard to find a classier dude in the history of the NBA, maybe in the history of the world. And please read his book, Dr. J. Please watch his movie, Dr. J. How ironic that both his book and his movie are his name. That's all he needs is Dr. J. And so after the crowd is hooting and hollering and all these videos of him throwing it down in my face, then Dr. J walks up to the microphone. What's he going to say? Because Bill's sitting right there next to him. Dr. J said, please, folks, never forget that Bill's team won that series. And we did. And the celebration continues unabated, as it will on Monday night, January 30th, 2023, when Throw It Down explodes one more time. Episode 2. We're on our way. Here we go.
And for the Phoenix Suns, you're going to see them on Monday. What characteristics would you like to see from them as you watch them to think, okay, they have a real shot to win a championship? As a guy who has gone to a championship, won a championship, what does it take to get there?
It takes everything you have. I used to think, Mark, that I knew what everything meant, and then my spine failed in 2008. And I spent the next 4.5 years on the ground, and I was going to kill myself. My life was over. There was nothing I could do. I could not stop the pain. I could not get out of the darkness. But today, I'm better than ever. I had surgery, major surgery, and the pain is gone. I'm busier than I've ever been. I'm healthier than I've ever been. And At the beginning of my basketball life 62 years ago, it was hope, opportunity, and purpose. Today, it's pride, loyalty, and gratitude. Pride, the satisfaction with my choices. Now, the choice that I made to be with the NBA for 49 years, the choice that I made to be a part and be the face and the voice of Throw It Down, those choices, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Loyalty. Does any of this matter? And it does. It all matters. And then the gratitude, the respect, the appreciation, and the acknowledgement of all the people who have gone before to build this into what it has become. And so this remarkable business that David Stern took a game and made it into a business, and now it's just a skyrocket. So with these guys, we all have a chance, and that's what we ask for in life. But for group dynamics to succeed, there always has to be leadership. There's never been greatness without leadership. Monty Williams is fantastic. There has to be the team concept. Nobody makes it to the top alone. You have to be completely committed to the culture that has been created by management, by ownership, by the fans, by the business partners and the sponsors. We're all in this together. And then our own personal foundations, because the strength of the team is the strength of the individuals. And these guys on the Phoenix Suns, they've got it. It's all right there. But ultimately, when you're going for it and you have to win, which we do, you must rely on the concepts of sacrifice, discipline, and a life and a sense of honor. And when you have all of that, anything is possible. And I just wish all the guys the best of health. Because what I want is, I want great basketball. I want great effort. I want great commitment. I want great community involvement. I want the ability to lift everybody else up. I love what NBA Cares does. I love what Basketball Without Borders does. I love the NBA Academy throughout the world. I love the opportunities that people are able to use basketball to make a better life for themselves, for their family as well. And that's what Throw It Down is all about, is that there's this vehicle. We have this massive platform, the NBA app, and with this full support of Adam Silver, Mark Tatum, and the entire NBA. And we're spreading a message, but this message is a message of hope that, yes, we can do this. We have the will. We have the character, we have the integrity, the credibility, and the message to come and deliver that, yes, the effort that we're putting in to get to tomorrow, it's worth it, because what it means to all the people who want to be a part, so desperately be a part of the NBA. Because the NBA app, Throw It Down, this is where dreams become reality, where we come to grow, and where the deal goes down.
Well, Bill, please just keep going strong. The world needs your message. We have all been blessed by this conversation today. And, cannot wait to watch you on Monday.
Mark, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I'm ready to throw it down. Miss this at your own peril. Be in town early. We start on Monday night, Monday night, January 30th, and 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Yes, the volcanic eruption about to blast off. Here we go.
Bill, thank you so much. This was awesome. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for making this happen, guys.
Anytime, every time.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mark. You're fantastic.
The Extra Point Podcast is a production of 3TV, CBS 5, and azfamily.com in Phoenix, Arizona.